Welcome to the Archer Temple podcast, teachings for sovereign awakening, sacred union, and embodied devotion. I'm Christopher Shaw, here with Aeon Archer. May this transmission meet you exactly where you are and open the next doorway on your path. Let us begin. Today we gather at a sacred threshold, MahaShivaratri. For centuries across cultures and lineages, tonight, all-night ceremony for those of you who are participating. We stay up all night tonight in ceremony, in meditation, chanting Om Namah Shivaya around the fire until the sun rises tomorrow morning. This is the Great Night of Shiva, regarded in the yogic tradition as profoundly auspicious for awakening. Not because something magical suddenly happens in the sky, although that could happen, but because this night reminds us of something we often forget in the middle of ordinary life. When bills are due, relationships feel complicated, and the mind won't slow down. Tonight symbolizes a movement inward, a movement from being pulled around by every thought and emotion to recognizing there is something in us that does not move so easily. And it is from that recognition that we begin. We are living through a civilizational shift, not just politically and not just technologically, but psychologically. The structures that once told us who we are dissolving. Career identity, religious identity, gender identity, national identity, even biological identity. And it is not accidental that we are asking this question during MahaShivaratri. Shivaratri is the night of Shiva, the great dissolver. Not destruction for chaos, but dissolution of what is false. And beneath all the noise, many people are quietly asking, if the world has changed, then who am I now? Shivaratri invites us to sit in that question without rushing to answer it. But to sit in the question honestly, we must first understand what is dissolving, because this moment did not arrive randomly. It arrived because the structures we relied upon are no longer holding us. In previous generations, identity was inherited. Your job defined you, your church defined you, your gender role defined you, your culture defined you. There were scripts, clear roles, clear expectations, clear belonging, and now those structures are unstable. Careers pivot overnight, institutions fracture, conversations about gender evolve, and technologically reshapes relevance. So the ego scrambles. Some cling to the past, some dissolve into confusion, and some construct new labels rapidly. But beneath all of it is anxiety, because when outer scaffolding shifts, the nervous system feels groundless. And most people have never been taught how to build internal structure. This is what Shiva energy feels like. When the old form dissolves and the new one has not yet stabilized. And when stability disappears, the human instinct is not to rest, it is to replace, to grab something, anything that feels solid. And this is where we must be really careful. When identity feels unstable, the world offers quick substitutes. Political extremism. Anybody see that in this world today? Where belonging comes from outrage and identity is built on opposition. I know who I am because I know who I am against. Political extremism. Online persona construction, where the curated version of self becomes more real than the lived one. Identity shaped for visibility rather than integrity. Then we have hustle culture, where worth is measured by productivity, optimization, and constant motion. If I stop producing, do I still matter? Then there's hyper-spiritual bypassing, using transcendence to avoid accountability. Oh, I'm so above it, instead of I'm responsible for it. We have biohacking as identity, reducing the self to metrics, supplements, protocols, and performance data. If my numbers are optimized, I must be secure. Then we have sexual performance as identity, equating desirability or conquest with value. If I'm wanted, then I must be powerful. And next we have victimhood as identity, where past wounds become the primary organizing principle of self. Pain becomes the only proof of legitimacy. Now, hear this clearly. None of these are inherently wrong. Political engagement can be meaningful. Brand building can be strategic. Work ethic can be honorable. Spiritual practice can be transformative. Health optimization can be wise. Sexuality can be sacred. And acknowledging trauma can be necessary. But when any one of these becomes the foundation for your identity, it becomes fragile. And what is fragile does not survive Shiva. Because if the ideology shifts, if the audience leaves, if the market changes, if the metrics drop, if the relationship ends, and if the narrative dissolves, who are you? These are reactive identities. They stabilize anxiety temporarily, but they do not hold when the room goes quiet. And Shivaratri is the night of quiet. And in the quiet, what we used to distract ourselves can no longer save us. Which brings us to the real work of tonight. So the question is not, who am I out there? It is this: who am I when nothing external defines me? Remove income, status, role, praise, conflict, and comparison. Remove the algorithm. Remove the applause. Remove the opposition. And who remains? This is uncomfortable territory for many of us because most of us have built identity in response to something, in response to expectation, in response to rejection, in response to success, and in response to trauma. But Shivaratri is the night of subtraction, not addition. Subtraction. And when subtraction happens, panic can arise. If I am not my success, then who am I? If I am not my trauma, my wound, who am I? If I am not my title, who am I? If I am not my story, who am I? In yogic language, Shiva is pure awareness, the consciousness that remains when illusion dissolves, not personality, not narrative, not strategy, awareness. The one who notices, the one who breathes, the one who remains. This is sovereignty. Not domination, not branding, and not self-invention, but coherence. And coherence is quieter than ego. So if that awareness remains, how do we live from it? And how does it translate into real life, real leadership, and real relationships? Identity in this new world must be internalized. It's not I am what I do, but I am how I regulate. It's not I am what they think, but I am what I constantly embody. Your breath under pressure, your tone in conflict, your ability to listen when triggered, and your capacity to pause before reacting. That is identity. Because when everything external shifts, the only thing that holds is your nervous system. And if your nervous system is dysregulated, you will chase stability outside of yourself. But if your nervous system is sovereign, then you become stability. You become the one who does not escalate the room. You become the one who does not collapse in discomfort. You become the one who can hold tension without panic. Shiva is stillness in the midst of change. He does not chase the storm. He sits in it. Can you be still while everything reorganizes? Can you remain when identity narratives burn? This is the initiation. And this initiation is not abstract. It reorganizes how we show up as men and as women. The old masculine model control, suppression, and stoicism. Strength meant dominance, emotion meant weakness, and power meant control. The reactive new model, collapse, confusion, overcorrection, or aggression. That's disguised as authenticity. So neither is integrated. The mature masculine has regulated strength, emotional literacy, boundary without aggression, and authority without domination. He does not need to overpower to feel secure. He does not disappear to feel safe. And he does not perform strength. He is steady. And here's the question. Can I be steady in a destabilized culture? Can I protect without controlling? Can I lead without ego? And can I speak without needing to win? This is Shivic masculinity, presence without ego, grounded strength without violence. But strength alone is incomplete because consciousness without energy cannot move. And that leads us into the feminine. So just as masculinity is reorganizing, so is the feminine. The old feminine model, self-sacrifice, silence, endless accommodation, and worth through being needed. The reactive new model, armor, hyper-independence, and detachment as projection. I do not need anyone. But neither is whole. The mature feminine is not small, and she is not hardened. She is rooted in emotional intelligence, rooted in intuitive clarity, rooted in softness that does not collapse, rooted in power that does not dominate. She can feel deeply without losing center. She can receive without surrendering sovereignty, and she can speak truth without weaponizing it. Shiva without Shakti is inert. Consciousness must meet energy. The recalibrated feminine does not outsource worth to being desired, needed, or praised. She stands in intrinsic value. And that stability changes everything, especially in relationship. Because whatever is unstable within us will definitely surface between us. Let's talk a moment about spiritual integration. Spiritual identity must mature as well. So not I'm awakened, but I'm accountable. Not I am transcendent, but I am embodied. Not I'm above the world, but I can stand inside the world without being consumed by it. Shiva does not escape the world. He sits in the cremation grounds, symbolically the place where identities die, meaning he remains conscious in the place where forms dissolve. Can you remain conscious when your ego is not being validated? Can you remain steady when certainty dissolves? This new era does not need escape, it needs integration. The mystic and the executive, the lover and the warrior, the contemplative and the builder, integrated. Not compartmentalized, not performed, but integrated. And when integration becomes real, something simplifies. The noise fades, the performance softens, and what remains is surprisingly clear. So you are not your role. You are not your brand. You are not your ideology. You are not your trauma. You are not your productivity. You are the awareness that remains when the world shifts. And that awareness is not fragile. It does not need applause. It does not need opposition. And it does not need constant validation. That awareness is stable. It is sovereign. And sovereignty is not flashy. It is quiet. It is consistent. It is ability to say, the world is changing, but I am still here. I am still coherent. And I am still responsible for what I build within myself. This is New Earth leadership. And MahaShivaratri is the reminder not to become someone new, but to allow what is false to fall away. So as we move into closing, reflect on these questions. When the algorithm disappears, who are you? When the applause fades, who are you? When the relationship ends, who are you? When the market shifts, who are you? When identity burns, what remains? Notice your breath. Notice the awareness that is still here. That is the part of you that does not collapse. Shiva is not asking you to invent yourself. Shiva is asking you to remain. The new world does not need more identity performance. It needs men and women who can sit in dissolution without collapsing, who can build from coherence, who can lead from steadiness, who can love without losing themselves. Take a deep breath with me. Divine presence. Awareness that remains when all that is false falls away. On this night of MahaShivaratri, we do not ask to become someone new. We ask for the courage to release what we are not. Where we have built identity on performance, dissolve it. Where we have built identity on fear, burn it. Where we have confused noise for strength, quiet us. Where we have armored our hearts, steady us. Teach us the stillness of Shiva. The steadiness that does not collapse when structures shift. The awareness that does not panic when roles dissolve. The presence that remains in the cremation ground of ego. May our nervous systems become coherent. May our masculinity become grounded. And may our femininity become rooted. May our relationships become mature. And may our spirituality become embodied. And may we build this new world not from reaction, but from regulation. Not from ego, but from awareness. Not from performance, but from coherence. As false identities fall away, let what is real remain steady, present, and unmoved. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Guru Om. Amen.
Aho.
Aho.
Ashe.
Ashe.
And so it is.
And so it is. Aeon will now lead us in a guided meditation to embody what remains when everything unnecessary falls away.
Om Namah Shivaya. All right. All right, let us take a comfortable seated position. Feet on the floor, if possible. Spine upright, supported, but not rigid. Hands resting on your thighs and your lap, wherever they land that is comfortable. I invite you to close your eyes, allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. No effort here, no need to deepen it yet. Just become aware. Begin to notice the weight of your body, the contact with the chair, and feeling the ground beneath you. On this day of dissolution, we begin with grounding. Take one slow inhale through the nose and an even longer exhale through the mouth. Again, deepening the inhale with an even longer exhale. Now let the breath settle. Gently bring to mind one role you play: professional, parent, partner, leader, and see it clearly in your mind's eye. Now imagine setting that role down beside you, not rejecting it, not denying it, just setting it down. Notice what remains when the role is not actively held. Now, bring to mind something else that defines you: an achievement, a struggle, maybe a story about yourself. And again, set it down. Let it rest gently beside you. Now, let go of praise. Let go of criticism. Let go of comparison. Let the algorithm disappear. Let the audience disappear. No one watching, no one evaluating, just you. Notice if anxiety arises. That is normal. When identity loosens, the nervous system looks for structure. I invite you to stay with the breath. Now bring attention to the simple fact that you are aware. You are aware of the breath, aware of the body, aware of thoughts passing. You are not the thought. You are the one noticing the thought. You are not the role. You are the one aware of the role. Feel into that distinction. Awareness does not strain. It does not perform. It simply remains. Let the breath move naturally. If thoughts arise, notice them and return to awareness itself. Now we will gently deepen the inhale. Slow inhale for 4 and a longer exhale for 6. We begin by inhaling for 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, inhale for 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lengthening the exhale signals safety to the nervous system. You do not need to rush. You do not need to replace what has dissolved. You can remain. Bringing awareness to your lower body, hips, legs, feet. This is grounding, stability, structure, quiet strength. Shift your awareness to the heart center. Softness, feeling, intelligence. Allow both to exist at once. Strength without rigidity. Softness without collapse. Just notice. This is integration. Now silently repeat, I am not my role. I am not my story. I am not my performance. I am awareness. I am coherent. I remain. Feeling the steadiness in that. Not inflated, not dramatic, just stable. When identity burns, awareness remains. When structures shift, breath remains. When certainty dissolves, presence remains. Let that presence feel enough. Take one final slow inhale through the nose, and an even longer exhale through the mouth. Gently wiggling the fingers and the toes. Slowly open your eyes and come back to this place. Christopher will now lead us in today's offering moment. Om Namah Shivaya.
What a beautiful meditation. For those of you that would like to participate in these meditations outside of our services, feel free to check us out on our podcasts. We are releasing them all every week. We're on Apple Music, we're on Amazon Music and Spotify. At archershaw.guru/listen, you can find the links to each of those. And also on our YouTube channel, we also have Aeon's beautiful meditations there too. So our temple exists because we choose to sustain it together. We have no outside funding, no institutions behind us, just real people in real time, committing to build something steady in a destabilized world. If what we shared today resonates with you, if our space helps you regulate, helps you think clearly, helps you mature spiritually, and helps you lead more coherently, then supporting is not charity. It is alignment. It's participation in the field you say you value. Sovereignty includes responsibility, and responsibility includes reciprocity. So if Merkaba Temple nourishes you, please take out your phone and open Venmo and go to Merkaba Temple or visit merkabatemple.com/donate. Give what feels clean, give what feels honest, and give from coherence, not pressure. Because what matters most is not the amount, it's that the exchange is real. So thank you for building this with us. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for helping keep this space steady.
Thank you for being here with us at Archershaw Temple. If something in this teaching helped your body soften or brought you back into yourself, let it keep moving. Share it with someone who's ready. This temple is sustained through conscious participation, through those who feel the resonance and choose to support the work from clarity, not pressure. If you feel called into right exchange, you're welcome to support the mission on Venmo at Merkaba Temple, all one word. And if you'd like to go deeper, you can schedule a complimentary soul alignment session at archershaw.guru. Until next time, take care of your nervous system, walk gently, and stay close to what's true.